I think by almost any criteria he can be justifiably regarded as the greatest distance runner in history. 3 times an Olympic champion, 16 world titles, he's got a world indoor title at 3,000, world records galore, still holds the world records for 5,000 and 10,000. In Berlin last September came within 6 seconds of Kmeto's world record, winning in 2 hours, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. And I'm sure there's more to come. Please welcome Kenenisa Bekele. And a young man who's perhaps at the other end of his career, although he already has a world title. He's the reigning world champion from Beijing 2015. He's just 21 years old. He was just 19 when he won in Beijing. He's the reigning New York champion, just to make sure we understand that he is here to stay, winning by over a minute, running negative splits in New York, and that 2:07:51 clocking in New York last November. It was in windy conditions on a very tough course. It was very special indeed. He's clearly worth a lot quicker than his personal best of 2:07. It's Ghirmay Ghebrselassie of Eritrea. Welcome, gents. Welcome to London. Kenenisa, despite your amazing achievements, you've had 1 or 2 problems along the way. You didn't finish the Ethiopian 10,000 trial last summer in Hengelo, that was in June. You didn't finish the Dubai Marathon this January just gone by. But after your 3rd here last year, and between those 2 dropouts, those 2 disappointments, you almost broke the world record in Berlin. It was one of the great races. We'll go down in history as one of the great races. Tell us about how things have been going these last few months since Berlin. Good, bad, in between?
Yeah, as you see, life is not easy, there is some struggling, in some different places. So I have been a long time, injury. So after my injury going well, last year I was stuck here. After London, of course, I expected to select for the Olympic. So during that time, of course, I missed some training for trials of 10,000 meters. That's why, my performance was not well in 10,000 trials. And coming to Dubai, also. In Dubai, there is some, I feel some challenge during, competition start. I fall down. So my body was, unbalanced because of I fall down. So I couldn't finish because of that reason. So coming to this year, London Marathon,
things are okay?
Yes, things are going okay.
Has it been mostly Achilles problems?
Muscle, calf muscle, and my hip, back, not balanced sometimes.
And not getting selected for Rio was pretty bizarre, very strange when you look at your history. Did it anger you? Did it make you angry? And did it motivate you more for getting things right in Berlin?
Of course, I was angry, during that time, and my motivation is not only from not selected, so I'm motivated every time, all the time for my race. I respect my job and training and the race. So my motivation is all the time. So.
Marathons, made your debut in Paris and won very impressively in 2:05. So, are you still learning about the marathon? Do you think you still have a lot more to learn, and therefore is that something that motivates you?
Yes. Every time I'm excited when I'm running marathon, because marathon is a really challenging race, and every time you are facing different competitors and different pace. every time, you know, you feel different feeling, you know, in marathon. Not you cannot finish, you know, regularly in marathon. Every time you need to experience, you know. So marathon is special race.
What are your thoughts on this Sunday? What are your hopes for Sunday? And how disappointed are you that Eliud is not back to defend his title and to race you?
Actually, I'm not disappointed about it because, you know, every time there is different challenge, different time, you know. Of course, if we meet again, I'm happy. There is also maybe any chance in the future to meet I'm not disappointed about that. So the only thing, you know, I want to run a good time. If I can, you know, if I improve, you know, this time here or, you know, my personal best was perfect for me.
You would say your shape is as good as before Berlin?
Yes, I'm good, you know, like Berlin. Of course, you never know, you know, in marathons anything can happen, you know, so you cannot say, you know, exact I will do these things. So you never know what goes on during the race. So the only thing, you know, at this stage, you know, I'm ready, I'm full confident.
Okay. Thank you for that. Ghirmay, last year you ran 3 great marathons inside 6.5 months. You were 4th here in London in a personal best. You were 4th in the Olympics in Rio, just outside the medals, and then you won really impressively in New York. But since New York, you've had a pretty good break. 6 months ago, pretty much. What are your expectations for Sunday? You're coming here, by your standards, very fresh.
You are right. In the previous time, I ran 3 marathons within 6.5 months. And when I was preparing for this marathon, I decided that I must not make too much races before, and the body must recover well from the previous preparation and other races I did. So almost 5 or 6 months still now. And the preparation was going very well, still feeling good, so things was going well.
Running fast on Sunday, I think you're probably going to have to. But your personal best at 2:07, just inside 2:08, doesn't reflect your ability. You are worth a lot quicker than that. Are you actually very optimistic for Sunday?
With 2:07, I'm not so satisfied with that personal best if I compare with the others they have on the movement today. So it's not competitive with the personal best of the others. So for the coming Sunday, I'm thinking that how I can break for that, not only for 2:07. I have to try my best how I can run sub to 6 or sub to 5.
Now, when you were a kid, you were inspired by Kenenisa and Ghirmay Ghebrselassie, and I understand you only started running to school, the 7 kilometers to school, when you heard that they had done that when they were kids. How did you get to school before you started running to school? Was there a bus service or?
So of course I work in the countryside, so I need to go to school. I have to go on foot with other kids from my village. So after I started junior school, I heard about even not about the Chennai and even about Kenenisa. I started also to read some in the Eritrean newspaper about the world sport. All the combination of those things makes us to think what can it mean. In addition to that, there was also one special guy. He was a teacher in the school where I was, and he he started to speak with me to start running when he saw me to run with the other students of my class. And all the things makes me to start running, you're right, so not only that, all the things makes me to run.
But before that, you used to walk to school, and then you started running when you were motivated.
Yes, after I started to hear that, and I watch on TV all what Kenenisa and Talisa are doing, I started running.
How important is the defence of your world title this summer? You've got a wild card, of course, because you are the defending champion. I guess you get selected by the Eritrean Federation anyway, but so you will run in London this summer as well. Is that in the back of your mind too?
That's why I prefer on Sunday running this marathon, since the defending champion will be here in London. I believe that now is the time that makes me to run free from any other stress than the coming time. Because during the championships, no one concentrates his time. Just the most important thing is how to get the medal. So I believe that this marathon is the most convenient time for me to think about timing. So that's why I'm coming here.
And presumably this year is going to have a similar cycle to last year. You'll run London, run in the London World Championships, and then defend your New York title in November. Is likely, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay, we'll open it up to questions now. Any questions for either Kenenisa or Ghirmay? Larry. Mike. Larry. Sorry.
Kenenisa, what's been the hardest challenge moving from the 5,000 and 10,000 to the marathon for you?
Of course, both races are different each other. Marathon is even more challenging. Of course, marathon about endurance and also speed. Especially in this time, marathon will become very fast. Almost, very close to 10,000 pace. So I think more challenging than track. This means track also not easy, to win on track was also by itself, more challenging.
Yes.
Hello, Kenenisa. Following up on that question, did you, like Hala often told us, have to learn a different style on the road compared to the track?
Of course, running on the road is different than the track. When you run on the track, you run with half foot. Marathon is, it's full foot. You're using, all foot. Also, it's different. You use different shoes, different style, of course. So it's really different than track.
Was it difficult making that transition? You had to change your style consciously?
Yeah. More difficult, yes. You need more time to learn, to change the style from the track to marathon. Was challenging.
Is that the reason for your injury?
I was injured, before I started marathon. Even I couldn't, finish running on the track, I missed some years, on the track, so it was before.
Yeah, no.
This is for Ghirmay. Ghirmay, what's more important for you, winning the race or running a fast time?
The most important thing for me is how to win fastest time. If I win fastest time, I will be with the position. So I'm not thinking all the time how to be with the top 3 or something like that. In order to win, you should have to run a fast time. So if you are with time, you are with everything.
The world records for following 10 to 13 years now. Are you surprised that your records have lasted so long? And do you see anybody on the horizon who might be able to break those records?
Since now I couldn't see anyone can, to reach to this record, it takes a long time. So of course I was surprised, about it, and I hope maybe a few years more, nobody will break this record as I see now.
Yes.
Could you give us your views on the Breaking 2 project and how feasible you think it is, and how seriously you think it should be taken as a race?
Of course, I'm working with Sub2 project, with Professor Yanis. We have team to proceed, to try, Sub2, and of course anything can happen, in the future. We try to improve something, soon.
Yes, at the back.
Hello, Kenenisa. I've read on a Spanish paper that you will maybe run with a new app on Sunday. Is it true? And what is it exactly?
It's like new technology, like watch, and you can adjust the kilometer, the pace, and kilometer, and you can follow, whether you are behind the pace or whether you are making fast pace, and you can follow the time, and this watch is really sophisticated, and it's GPS, many options. So I'm happy to work with like Vodafone and some like this technology. So we'll proceed in the future, in a good way.
Lisa, you talked about having the calf injury, which dates back to your track and field days. How is your calf right now?
Now much better. I'm healing good. Just I don't have any injury. I'm happy about my health this time. I hope in the future I will have more success.
Do you think that the obsession, if you like, with times in marathons takes away from some of the excitement of racing? More than any other event probably in athletics, people just constantly talk about the time and less about the outcome of the race. Do you have a concern that everyone is so constantly concerned with timings?
Do you think we talk about the times, fast times, too much? We should be talking more about the competition, man against man.
Of course, challenging not only about time, also you can with competitor, that's main goal, to challenge each other, to win the race and to be based on others. So at this stage, of course, time is very important. Running 2:10 and winning the race, it will not give you full happiness. And running 2:04, 2:03, winning the race is different, different feeling. So of course, there is many challenges. You face different challenges in the race. You cannot talk only about the time. There is also about competitor, about influence from spectator also was, you know, more when you run, you know, especially marathon, you know, you need crowd, you know, especially when I'm coming to London Marathon, you know, I'm remembering that, you know, spectator was different than any race, you know, especially London Marathon. Many crowd and people like the sport, you know, supporting the runners, and was different, you know. I have amazing feeling, you know, doing this race. So I'm happy to be here, and, you know, also I want to thank, you know, the all supporters, you know, who supporting the sport, you know, here like that.
This is for Ghirmay. Ghirmay, you did so well in your first World Championship, and you've also done one in New York. What's the biggest difference for you between racing in a World Championship and then racing one of the big city marathons?
I can explain that very well, what was the difference in between these two races. For example, you remember that World Champion in New York. When I was preparing for the World Champion, I was not experienced a lot right now. And during the training time that I did for that preparation, it was a little bit hard for me. I was really feeling, I was not feeling well every time after training, because of the long runs and the speed training together makes me a little bit weak. But when I compare with the preparation for New York and now, it's a big difference. Even the experience itself is also another factor. So it was a little bit different.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll call it a day there on this part of the press conference. Thank you very much indeed, gentlemen. Good luck on Sunday. If I could ask all the athletes to gather on the stage, please.